going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the other day, I actually had a video planned that was revolving around Call of Duty, and it was some more proof to showcase to you guys why I'm worried about the lifespan of Black Ops 6, and, everybody's calling me out, saying that I'm, overreacting and such. But like I said, there's things that are presented to us within the Call of Duty cycle every single year, and I like to point them out to everybody. And again, I was going to have that video for today, but some new, stuff has come out over on Twitter from Mark Rubin, and I got to be honest, I have to hyper-focus this one right here because it is actually huge details, and it kind of does, have some similarities to what my Call of Duty video was going to be about. Again, I'm still going to go ahead and post that Call of Duty video another day, probably tomorrow instead, because I still want to showcase the proof that I have for you guys. But I had to put this together because this just states so much. It's a small little post, but seriously, it speaks such freaking volume. Now, to go ahead and begin, this post was from Nolan GG, and he said, "I've seen a lot of hate for XDefiant lately here on X. I think its future is promising. So far, the dev team and Pixel of Mark have done a great job with updates and keeping us in the loop. I personally can't wait to see where this goes. Let me know what you think." And honestly, I agree. Over on Reddit and on X, all you see is just a ton of negativity surrounding this game, and I'm not exactly sure why. Yeah, there are a handful of issues here, but it's not like the developers have ignored us or not addressed anything. They already stated how long it's going to take the netcode and hitreg to take. They already said it's going to take months, maybe even up to a year. They've already addressed many of the other bugs. They fixed many of the bugs, and let's be honest here, they are extremely fast when it comes to doing so. I mean, within a week, maybe even sometimes two, they get it done, compared to other teams where it takes months sometimes to get any of these updates out to their community. So, that's a plus. But overall, it's just really nice to see, and they still get so much hate on these, social platforms. It's really sad. I myself, personally, I've been trying to post a bit more on Reddit. I'm always in the comment section on Reddit, and I don't really post too much. But seriously, the negativity is getting, it's getting out of control to the point where I'm just going out of my way to make my own personal posts to try to bring some positivity to the subreddit over on, obviously XDefiant's Reddit board. It's nice. It's a nice little bit of a switch up, and I think people are appreciating it as well because it gets a decent amount of likes, a decent amount of interaction. So there's people who want to be positive, but it's just an overwhelming amount of negativity still plastered everywhere. But it's nice to see some positivity, now and then from the community. But Mark Rubin went ahead and responded to that post with some even better information that I personally, think is phenomenal. And, he really does lay it out perfectly for us here. He said, "And we're going to just keep making it better and better, rather than just trying to sell you a new game that may or may not actually be better than the previous one." And this right here speaks volume to me personally. And again, it's not just shots at COD. Everybody always thinks I'm going directly at COD, but this goes for any single franchise you can even think of. Even with like Battlefield, for example, where they, it's not a yearly process, but it releases like, every 3 to 4 years. You can even compare it to that franchise as well. But the point being made here is that a lot of these games, you have no clue what's in store. Battlefield 2042, for an example, we all got completely finessed into the system. We all thought it was going to be a masterpiece of a Battlefield game. Look how the game is right now. Right, ladies and gentlemen? Again, I'll be honest, it's not the worst of the worst right now in its current spot. And if you're looking for a really casual shooter, that is definitely the spot that you want to go. But, is that the next Battlefield 4? Not even close. You know what I'm saying here? And it's really sad because all I want is just a game to last. Same with the Call of Duty franchise. I'm going to discuss this a little bit further in, another video that I have planned for COD, like I said. But it's the truth, we get these games that are built up from the ground up. And, like, for example, Modern Warfare 3. Sledgehammer Games has done such a freaking phenomenal job. They put in so many updates, made so many good changes. They switched around all the negatives that Infinity Ward introduced with Modern Warfare 2 2022. They even added in, like, loopable streaks near the end of its life cycle. A lot of cool features. But it's no point now because the game is over. And we're moving on to the next game, Black Ops 6. And we have no clue if Black Ops 6 is going to be good. And then we have no clue if the game after that's going to be good. And we have no clue if the game after that's going to be good. But they're going to keep pumping them out. Game after game after game. No matter what, it's going to be a $70 price tag. And people are going to cough money up for it. Whereas XDefiant, on the other hand, it's really refreshing to have a game that we know is going to be here for a long, long time. Again, they're here for the marathon, not the sprint. They're going to be here for, I would even dare say, 10 plus years, more than likely, like the Rainbow Six Siege life cycle. And with that knowledge, that is something that is phenomenal because for a fact, especially with how this game is turning out right now, let's be real here, for a game that's only been out for a month and a half, it's not in a bad spot. They have already balanced out the mass majority of all the weapons. We can still see, a few tweaks here and there, like the RPK. I think that should get a little bit of a buff. But, obviously, the AR is phenomenal. SMG is phenomenal. LMGs across the board besides the RPK a little bit, I enjoy them. And even still, I enjoy the RPK. they have been doing really good things here. You know what I'm saying? So imagine this game a year down the road, or 2 years down the road, or 3 years down the road, or 4 years down the road. You never have to worry about an XDefiant 2 coming out, potentially being worse than what we have now, taking out all the features that we just learned and loved, you know? All the maps that we just got into the rotation. For example, one of the things that makes me so sad in Call of Duty is that they bring back all these banging, and when I say banging, I mean banging remasters. You know, Modern Warfare 2019 had some bangers. I believe Black Ops Cold War had some bangers. You know, Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2 2022. You know, if they bring back all these remasters, Vanguard, oh my god, bringing back Dome from World at War was phenomenal. God, what a freaking throwback. I'd much rather have Dome than Shipment any day of the week. But again, they never transfer over. We go from game to game to game to game, and once again, everything gets forgotten. And the only way that you can revisit any of this content again is if you decide to hop back onto these games, which are more than likely going to be either A, dead because, you know, everybody moves on to the next COD title every single year, B, filled with hackers, or C, you know, you just don't like that game in the first place. You know, they put the maps into a game that you don't even enjoy that much. Whatever the, you know, the option is that you chose, A, B, or C, regardless, you never get to see those maps again. Like, why can't I see all the maps they brought in with Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3? I understand it's going to be some problems and, you know, it's going to be some issues trying to incorporate all of them. But I'll tell you one thing, if these games didn't end every single year, we probably would have all these maps. We probably would be able to enjoy all this stuff. Imagine if Modern Warfare 3 was a product of Modern Warfare 2019 built up over the years to come. Right? You know, we started off with Modern Warfare 2019, and slowly yet surely we started getting, you know, the pacing of Modern Warfare 3, the good movement, the good, you know, crosshair placement, all the really good crucial changes that Sledgehammer has made. It was just a product of years of work, right? And we were able to enjoy the game over the years. All the content stayed over the years. We didn't have to worry about any of the remastered maps vanishing over the years. All the content was there. It was set. The community would probably be in a much better spot. Even with skill-based matchmaking being in the discussion, I feel like people would just simply be happier because it's not another product being forced out the window. And also, not even just with the content, but the bugs. You know, every single time they drop a new game, all the same bugs that we have spent a year plus handling get reintroduced. And we can't blame the developers, right? Because it happens. And, you know, every single time you launch a game, fresh out, it's going to have a bunch of bugs. Every time you put out an update, there's probably going to be bugs that come along with it. It's just something that happens in game design. But it will be way less bugs if they had a game lasting for years and years and years. And again, yes, when every update comes out for these games, like for XDefiant, for an example, when a new update drops here, there's going to be bugs that come along with it. But it's easier because they can just hop right on it, maintain it, and then within the season or within the update, it'll get back to a smooth, you know, coasting again. But every single time within COD, or even with Battlefield, or Halo, or any game that constantly will launch some games out to their community, we reintroduce the same bugs, and we spend all this time working on these things, fixing these things, polishing these things, and then we hit the reset button. And then we spend all year long working on these things, polishing these things, and, you know, settling everything up, and then we have to hit the reset button. Over and over and over. We can never gain any consistency. That is why I really enjoy XDefiant and the vibes that XDefiant have to offer. And again, yeah, you know, we can still enjoy other games like COD and Battlefield and all these titles, but I gotta take them a little less serious because I know the cycle now. I've been in the cycle for ages. I've been playing since Call of Duty 2, the big red one. I just simply know how it goes at this point, and I think a lot of you guys know how it goes as well. I'm just tired of it, and I want a long-lasting game. Like, you know, Overwatch 2, for example. I know a lot of people have, you know, their picks and problems with Overwatch 2, but let's be real here. It's going to be a game that's going to be lasting for a long time. I don't even think they have plans for Overwatch 3 for a really long time. So they're going to have years and years and years and years and years and years to polish things and do what they have to do. You know, Rainbow Six Siege, a game that's been going on for ages now, CSGO, Valorant, you know, games like that have just really good vibes and really strong communities too, because obviously the game, you know, it's not living off of hype, right? It builds a core community that sticks with the game through thick and thin, and that community gets stronger and stronger as time goes on. And that's what I'm hoping to build with, you know, XDefiant here. As the years go on and we still have the same XDefiant, no XDefiant 2, no XDefiant 3, and not cutting the game for something different, you know, we're just XDefiant here over the years. we are going to get a stronger and stronger community. More and more people who like XDefiant for XDefiant, and not just because it's the Call of Duty killer or the Call of Duty competitor. None of that noise. They just want to play XDefiant because they like the game. And that will build over time, but it will only build if they don't hit the reset button, and they have no plans to do so. That is why I just absolutely love the developers on this game, and honestly the game itself as well. I love the vision, I love the communication, and it just makes me excited to see what's next for the future of this game. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. We post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern time. And of course, if you guys are interested in any of my live streams, I will be live today over on Twitch between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern time. If you guys want to check that out, I got a link to that down in the description of this video. But as always, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.
Be advised, capture zone is changing location.